Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a French apple pie. So I have my crust, which is not baked, apples, 3/4 cup of sugar, a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 2 tablespoons of flour, 1/8 teaspoon of nutmeg. I happen to have whole nutmeg, so I will grate it myself. A tablespoon of lemon juice. And then for the topping, we're gonna have a 1/2 cup of brown sugar, a 1/2 cup of flour, and 3 tablespoons of butter. Okay, so now I've got my apples all peeled, sliced, and cored. So it was 6 cups of apples, baking apples, and I normally would use Granny Smith, but I only had either Red Delicious or Gala, and I went ahead and used my Gala apples. They were the small ones in the 5-pound bag. So it took about 8 apples, 6 cups of apples, baking apples sliced, tablespoon of lemon juice, 2 tablespoons of flour, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and then I'm just going to grate my nutmeg right in here, and I'm going to eyeball it. It's just about 1/8 teaspoon, so I'm sure that's plenty. Now, you can adjust your sugar based on your taste because we're going to put a crumb topping on this. You might not want your apples to be super sweet, but Gala are fairly sweet to begin with. If you would use Granny Smith, you know, there's a big difference between the taste and the sweetness, so adjust your sugar accordingly. I have 3/4 cup of sugar here, but I don't think I'm going to use it all. I'm going to use about maybe 1/3 to a 1/2 cup. I think that'll be plenty. So you just gently mix your apples all together and spoon those into your pie crust. It will look like quite a bit, but they will shrink down a lot during the baking process. Get all that out of there. Try to even those out. Okay, now for my crumb topping, I have 3 tablespoons of butter, a 1/2 cup of flour, and a 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar. I'm going to use my pastry cutter, but you could also use a knife and a fork if you don't have a pastry cutter. You want to blend your butter, flour, and brown sugar together until it resembles coarse crumbs. Okay, so my crumbs are nice and mixed together, so I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle these on my pie. Now I'm going to put this into the oven at 375 degrees preheated for about 40 to 50 minutes. I'm going to put a crust cover on the outside here, or you can also use tin foil if you don't have the crust cover. It's just got a hole in the center, so you're only covering the crust so it doesn't burn. I'm going to put it into the oven for about 20 to 30 minutes. Then I'll take the cover off, finish baking it, like I said, a total time of 40 to 50 minutes, and it should be ready. I've just taken my apple pie out of the oven, and I'm going to go ahead and poke it. Oh yeah, yep, it's nice and done. There's a little bit of firmness left to the apples, but my knife goes straight through, so I'm going to let that cool for about 20 or 30 minutes so it can set up and I can have nice firm slices, and thank you for watching.